Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Ayat Rabaiah. I'm your math teacher. Today, we will take a new Unit 6, which is about um, 6.1, collecting like terms. Now, our unit has 3 lessons: 6.1, collecting data, 6.2, types of data, 6.3, using frequency tables. It's about planning and collecting data. Now let's start with 6.1. Now, collecting data. Now here, course book open your course book, page 62. So here the course book, page 62. Now here, look. Now here, look, you need to answer a question in statistics. You start by collecting data. First, you need to decide how to collect the data. You need to decide upon a method of collection. If you need to ask people questions, you can carry out a survey. You can do this by the first way, giving people a questionnaire to fill it. The second way, asking them two questions yourself and carrying out an interview. Now, if you need to record the results of an event happening, you can do this by carrying out an experiment or recording observations that you make. So here, method of collections data, questionnaire or interview. Now if you need to record the data, here you can use the experiment or recording observations. Now let's take this example. How would you collect data to answer these questions? What is the favorite food and drink of the students in your class? Second question. How many cars pass your school in 1 hour? C. How many times will a dice show a 6 when it is rolled 100 times? Now, for A, carry out a survey. Yes, we can do a survey to ask for the favorite food and drink the students. You can make a survey. Here the note, you could either give the students in your class questionnaire to fill in, or you could interview each of them and ask them the questions. Now for B, about how many cars, record observations. Yes, record observations. You could sit outside the school gates and record the number number of cars that pass the school in 1 hour. Now for C about the dice, experiment. Carry out an experiment. Yes, you should roll a dice 100 times and record how many times it shows a 6. Now here, this for the first part. Now the second part. When you collect data, the group that you collect the data about is called the population. If you want to ask your classmates, we call the classmates your classmates population. However, if the population is large, it's like Jordan, it's like Asia, you may not always be able to collect data from everyone in the population. Instead, you can ask a small group of the population, not the whole one. So here this small group is called sample. So here the large group, we call it population. If you want to be part of this population, we call this part sample. As a general rule, a useful sample could consist of about 10% of population. And if you want to ask 100 people, you can pick 10 people to represent the population. So this is very important. Underline this sentence. Here you have to memorize the sentence. Now your second example. There are 452 people living in a town. Zalika wants to know the ages of the people living in the town. She decides to ask a sample of the population. How many people should there be in her sample? Look, to answer this question, you have to find 10% of 452. How we can do it? Look. So you have to find 10% of 552. 452 equals 10 over 100 times 452 will be 45.2. But here we can't ask 45.2. we can't, there is no a part of a man or a woman. Okay, so here or 46 people would be suitable sample size. So this is the sample size. So you can ask 46 people from 452. Now here B, there are 30 students in Tanisha's class. She wants to know their favorite color. She should ask the whole class or ask sample of the class. Look, the answer is whole class. Why? There are 30 people. It's a small number. There are 30 students in the class, so the population is 30. 10% of 30 is 3. If she took a sample, she would only ask 3 students. It's too small. It would be better for her to ask the whole class. Now, this is her note. Here I'm page 62, okay, from the course book. When you collect data that involves measurements, you must ask sure the data is given to a suitable degree of accuracy. For example, if you are recording the height of the students in your class, you would probably write the measurements to the nearest centimeter. You certainly would not give the measurements to the nearest meter, right? Use centimeter, otherwise they would probably all be the same. Now you have a homework. Page 31 from the workbook. Solve the homework and send via portal. Thank you and have a nice day.